Imagine for a moment that the very notion of ending one's life doesn't exist anywhere in nature. In the rustle of the forest, the depths of the ocean, the cry of a wounded animal. And yet, here we are, humans, architects of civilizations, creators of art, whispering darkly about the only life we have. What cosmic glitch enabled these quietly human products? The self-imposed cessation of existence. The wild. We see behaviors that hint at loss or collapse. Birds caught in storms, herd animals abandoning the weak, but none plot their own demise. Those acts are tragedies of circumstance, not of intention. Only humans, burdened with self-reflection and future projection, can conceive of a deliberate death sentence against themselves. We possess temporal consciousness. We can remember the past, imagine the future, and knit together a stable self across time. We alone hold terror and fascination for nothingness. To commit suicide, one must first recognize mortality as final, address themselves as a unified I, and plan a journey into silence. That era calculus, life's ultimate equation, rests on cognitive pillars absent in other species. In my experiments with cognitive systems, the moment one maps death onto a personal agency, a little illusion blooms. Thus begins our descent into enigma. What social, philosophical conspired to tip a human mind from survival to self-destruction? Émile Durkheim tore open the veil, showing suicide a mirror to society's soul. He identified 4 archetypes. First one is egoistic suicide. It's so interesting. Isolation as killer, weak social ties, loneliness spun from streets of disconnection, drive individuals into existential desert, no tribe to lean on, no communal heartbeat to synchronize with, thus one falters. Second one is altruistic suicide. The self-subsumed, overwhelming group identity, soldiers, cult members, ritual bearers, dissolve individually to die for the collective becomes a noble act, a final devotion. Third one is anomic suicide, moral disorientation, economic upheavals, shattered norms, social collapse, normlessness reigns without guiding stars. People drift into a despair quadrant where meaning evaporates. Fourth, fatalistic suicide, Operation Silent Scream, where structures chalk autonomy, slavery, prison, totalitarian rule, life itself becomes tyrannical prison sentence, prompting escape through death. By studying statistical waves of suicide, Durkheim revealed that it is never purely personal. It resonates from the rhythms of polity and culture. Our shared contracts broken or our bound to a tiny wood. Durkheim's lens invites us to ask in our hyper-connected yet paradoxically isolated era, are we signing the tune of egoism or anomie? On rocky shores of absurdity stood Albert Camus holding a pebble and asking, should one cast it back or carry it up? The absurd. A collision between our hunger for meaning, the universe's indifferent silence. Suicide, the coward surrender. The moment one relinquishes the struggle, deeming the void too vast to challenge. Rebellion, the triumphant yes to life, to struggle, to suffer, to persist despite the cosmic shock. Camus proclaimed, one must imagine Sisyphus happy, for in each upward push, in each rock's descent, there is defiance. A microcosm of rebellion against the void. Camus' spark lies in embracing absurdity as fuel or living. To love it meaningless is to transform it into a playground. Jean-Paul Sartre, herald of radical freedom, declared, man is condemned to be free. This freedom, boundless yet organizing, yields both creation and distraction. Absolute freedom, a blank canvas, endless possibilities, responsibility. Each choice stamps the self. To exit demands authorship. Suicide, a final assertion of freedom. A choice to erase the canvas. Yet, Sartre saw it as the ultimate absurdity. Freedom used to annihilate freedom. To escape existence is to defy one's own project. True authenticity, Sartre insisted, lies not in invasion, but embracing the vertigo of liberty. crafting meaning through action. Philosophy sketches the map, psychiatry records the storm. The DSM-5 frames suicidal ideation as a hallmark of mood dysregulation. Major depressive episodes, bipolar shifts, borderline turmoil. Each I want to die thought signal circuits filtering under emotional onslaughts. Neuroscience uncovers the fault lines, serotonergic imbalance, diminished serotonin links to impulsivity, aggression, self-harm. Imagine the brain's modulator slider stuck at painful level, prefrontal hypofunction. This region, our emotional executive, loses its grip, planning, impulsive control, future orientation. They all slip. HPA axis dysregulation. Chronic stress floats cortisol, eroding hippocampal resilience, widening the chasm between despair and relief. Risk factors, traumatic memories, substance misuse, social isolation intersect, raising the probability of crisis, yet protective forces endure. Secure attachments, family, mentors, community, therapeutic interventions, cognitive and dialectical therapies forging mental armor, moral and spiritual anchors, belief systems that embed life with transcendent meaning. In this biochemical and psychological tempest, hope can still anchor the ship. Look closer at the neural world. Lions, salmons, elephants, none deliver their end. A wounded deer may seek solitude to die, but not as final rebellion. It is instinctual retreat, not conscious farewell. Animals lack future self imagining. Their behavior emerges from survival calculus, not existential dread. Only humans, waving threads of past, present, and future selves, conjure the narrative of self-termination. This is our cognitive alchemy, remarkable and perilous. Cultures and creeds nearly universally sanctify life. Hindu dharma, Christian doctrine, Islamic shara, secular humanism. In each, suicide is no release, but an echoing wound, fracturing families and communities. Religious edicts, life as sacred gift, sovereign mystery, ethical arguments, autonomy versus harm principle. Does one's right to die outweigh the devastation it inflicts? Schopenhauer's will, he named life a theater of suffering, but argued that death does not quench the will's repetition. Suicide merely resets the cycle, leaving the will unresolved. Thus, suicide is used as escape. It delivers only rupture between self and world, heart and hope. Having dissected the human mind's darkest corridors, how do we light the way out? Early warning signs, watch for isolation, mood swings, talk of despair giving away prized possessions. There are distress signals, flares in the night, professional intervention. Contact crisis hotlines, EDAST 111 in the UK, 988 in the United States, mental health practitioners, emergency services. Swift action can redirect a fatal trajectory. Therapeutic modalities, CBT to dismantle negative thought loops, DBT for emotional regulation, pharmacotherapy to rebellion's neurochemistry, strengthening connections, family meetings, peer support groups, community programs, shared stories break the bubble of isolation. Combating stigma, work open dialogues in workplaces, schools, places of worship, education, campaigns to normalize seeking help, resources sharing, display helpline numbers, mental health center contacts, online forums on social media and physical spaces. Remember, seeking help is an act of courage, a rebel yell against despair's siege. We are the species that alone scripts its own final. Suicide is neither an escape hatch nor a violent departure. It is the unanswered question at the end of a half-finished story. We must ask, why endure? What meaning can we carve from suffering? How can community hold us through the storm? Nature provides the template for self-wild death. Philosophy challenges despair with rebellion and freedom. Science arms us with understanding and intervention and compassion waves the social threats that sustain us. So stand against the abyss. Speak of pain without shame. Networks of care. If someone you know falters, reach out, because true salvation lies not in silence but in solidarity. Subscribe for more explorations of mind and meaning. Comment below. Stay curious, stay connected, and above all, stay alive. Thank you so much to listen to me.